Hey everyone, welcome to Holistic Lifestyle Tips, Getting Real About the Woo Woo. I'm Becky Russell, owner of wellness company Hope Essential, and I am a holistic lifestyle educator and an essential oil educator. I love to teach. So I have been on this holistic lifestyle journey for over 25 years. I feel it served me well because at 62, I am not on any daily medications or prescriptions. And in my family, that's unheard of because the genetic makeup. And I inherited that, but I decided to take a different route. And because I've had success, I want to share it with other people and give people hope. And so I believe you have to treat from the inside out, your entire body, mind, body, and soul. And that includes your physical, emotional, and spiritual wellness. And so for the past year, I have been talking about different holistic modalities, and I decided to sort of put a spin on it for the next year and bring in experts in the fields that I've talked about, or even some I haven't. So I am so thrilled tonight. I have Savanna McDavid, the co-owner of the Salt Oasis in Kingsport, and she's going to tell us the cool things they offer there. And I can't wait for you to hear about it. And if you haven't, you're in for a treat. So welcome, Savanna.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you for having me. I so appreciate being able to be a guest on here. So thanks for having me. But I am Savanna McDavid. I do co-own the Salt Oasis Kingsport, and we're in Colonial Heights. And we are much like you, Becky. We are really into holistic health and helping people maybe get better from things they're dealing with naturally, or complementing what they're already doing naturally. And we have been open for, gosh, this is our third year, so 2 years. And the reason that we even opened in the first place, Becky, is a little bit selfish maybe, but my mother-in-law has very bad allergies and sinuses. And my husband inherited that as well from her. And so we were looking at how to help them because they were taking a lot of medicines. She was getting shots every week. And she was just like, there has to be something else I can do. And we kind of did a little bit of research and stumbled upon salt therapy. And we visited a few different salt therapy places and at some salt caves, and you know, it helped her. And we didn't have any here in Kingsport and Tri-Cities at the time. And so we just decided to open one.
Why not?
So, yeah, why not? And so we did it, and it helps them. And we were really excited because we knew that it would help a lot of other people, because I'm sure, as you know, they're here in Northeast Tennessee, we have a lot of pollen. So there's a lot of people who have those allergies and sinus issues. So that's kind of how we got started. And we do some fun stuff. Obviously, we have a salt room, and we do salt therapy there. And that's really cool. That's probably the favorite room in the place, and for multiple reasons. But one is probably because it is covered in salt. So we use pink Himalayan salt, and we use that for a few different reasons. It's very healing to the body. It is very pure salt. Himalayan salt is actually the purest form of salt now on earth, because it's mined deep within the Himalayan mountains. So it hasn't already been exposed to pollutants, toxins, things like that. And so it's really pure salt that comes straight out of the earth. Himalayan salt actually surpassed sea salt now in being the cleanest, purest salt on earth, which is sad, but it is true. And so we do use that pink Himalayan salt. It's not been processed, so it still has all of the great minerals and everything that's good for you. So you come into the salt room, and the whole floor is covered in that pink Himalayan salt. And we have salt all over the walls, and we have beautiful massage chairs in there, and you come in and you just sit and relax. A lot of people take this opportunity to nap, and I do, personally. And what we do is we have a machine, and it blows pharmaceutical grade salt into the air. So not only are you sitting in the room where you're surrounded by the salt, but you're also breathing in that dry salt air. And what happens is that dry salt gets into your sinus cavities, it gets into your throat, your lungs, and it helps clear any sort of maybe mucus, bacteria, dry stuff up that you may have in there. And a lot of times people here can relate whenever you go to the beach and you're sitting on the beach for a few days, you just feel great and you can breathe. And then they say as soon as they start coming through the mountains, you get all stepped up again.
Yep.
And that's because you're breathing that salt air. And so we do that there. It's a 45-minute session, and people absolutely love that. So we do salt therapy, and we also have infrared light therapy, which I know that you have done infrared light therapy yourself.
I have. I really liked it, and I was very surprised. I had sciatica pain. That's not chronic. It was just something fairly recent, and it was gone after the session.
That's good. That's really good to hear. We like hearing that. And so basically what that room is you walk in and we have a table, a massage table or a chair, so you can sit or lay, whichever you prefer, or you can bring another person with you. So 2 people can do that session. And we basically put the lights onto your body anywhere that you may have a pain point. For example, you probably got it on your back, on your sciatic area. And so we put those lights on there, and what happens is that infrared light will actually penetrate your skin, and it gets into your cells, and it gives your cells a boost of energy. And that energy is called ATP. And when they get that energy, they can begin healing, regenerating, repairing. And so it can help your body heal itself faster, naturally. And I always use the example, when we're kids, children make a lot of cellular energy. Our bodies are just wired all the time, and whenever kids get hurt, they heal really fast. And that's why. And as we age, our bodies slow down on making that cellular energy, and it slows way, way down as we age. And that's why the older we get, the less energy we have, the harder it is to heal, the longer it takes. And so what infrared light therapy does is it gives your cells that energy that they're craving, that they need to heal yourself. So we have seen some awesome results with that. And those lights get pretty warm, and so a lot of people just go in there and snuggle up and usually end up falling asleep. It's a very relaxing session. So we do that. That's a 25, well, it's about a 30-minute session. And you can just wear your normal clothes in there. Just like the salt room, you can just wear your normal clothes. And it's a really great thing if you are on a date night or on the go, or you have something to do after, because you just come in and you can't really tell when you leave that you've done something. So those are really cool. Now we do have an infrared sauna, and the infrared sauna is not like that at all. It is definitely a sauna. So you're definitely going to sweat, definitely going to detox. And I think this is the one session that you haven't done.
Right.
Yeah, that you will need to do. You'll really enjoy it. And so the infrared sauna is really great. Obviously, it's a sauna, so you are going to sweat. You are going to detox. So we tell people drink a lot of water and be prepared to go home and shower after. And what happens is the same kind of thing. You get the benefit of the infrared heat healing your body inside. And that's a really cool thing, especially for people who say they can't sit in a sauna because maybe they can't breathe from the hot air. Well, the air is not actually hot. It's heating your body. So your body raises. So the air is a little bit easier to breathe. And that's a 30-minute session as well. And we supply towels and wraps for people. But you can bring your own. We have some people who like to bring their own shorts or bathing suit or whatever they feel most comfortable sitting and sweating in. And we really don't care, just whatever you're most comfortable in, but we do supply those towels and wraps for people. And it's a very private session. So you come in and it's already on, it's hot, and we just shut the door and you just sit in, change, sit in, and then change when you get done, and you just come on out. So It's a pretty private session. So one day when you have nothing going on after, you're very busy though. So I know that you're always doing stuff.
No, but I love trying new things. So I will make it at the end of the day.
Yes. Yeah. At the end of the day, you'll have to come and try the infrared sauna. And then we have an ionic foot detox. And I know that you have done this session. And it's crazy, mind blowing. And what happens is we start with regular water right out of the sink, and we put your feet in basically a basin. And we have a little machine called an ionizer, and it goes right in the middle, and it creates a magnetic field. And so it's pulling out toxins, chemicals, metals out of your body through your feet. So it takes 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute session, but it takes about 40 minutes to do total. But within that 30 minutes, you're going to start, you see the water change. And we can end with black water, brown, some people's is green, yellow. It really just depends on your body, your lifestyle, what you've been exposed to. So you can end up with some pretty crazy stuff. And then of course we do we wash your feet off and do a foot scrub. So we don't let you leave there with dirty feet. So it takes about 40 minutes to do that session as well. And so we've had a lot of people do that. People love to do that.
Okay, so those sound really great. And tell us who can benefit from these treatments.
Well, like you were saying at the beginning, everything that we do kind of encompasses physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And I fully believe, like you, that those definitely all go together. You really can't have one without the other. But probably people come to see us. They actually come to us for physical wellness, probably. And we can see a lot of people. So the salt room, for example, salt therapy is great for people who have obviously the allergies and sinuses, sinus infections. If you're prone to ear infections, it's really, really great. That dry salt can get into your ear canals. If you are someone that's prone to bronchitis or pneumonia, and you get that every time of year, or you get a really bad cold once a year and you kind of know when it's coming on, that's a great time to do salt therapy. Right now, we have a lot of people doing salt therapy because it can actually kill bacteria that you may have in your lungs, and it gets rid of germs. Salt is antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial, so it's going to kill any sort of germs or anything that you may have going on. So we're seeing a lot of people right now, which is great. People are healthy. They're trying to stay healthy. So that's what infrared or salt room is for. And then infrared light therapy, we see with that, gosh, one great thing that I like to tell people is injuries, old injuries, new injuries, joint replacements, also hip, knee, things that may, cause you to have pain. Old, like surgeries, you have a shoulder surgery, something like that, and you have a lot of pain. Infrared light therapy is great for that. It's going to help with that pain, help with inflammation, and it's going to help move that out of there and get blood flowing again. So for example, right now we have a young lady and she has broken her pelvis. And so she is, and she's getting infrared light therapy, and it's taken, about 3 sessions. And she says, wow, I can really feel a difference. It's helping me. And so it's not only helping her with the pain, but it's helping her body heal itself. So that's really cool to see. And then of course you mentioned sciatica. So that is something that we see a lot as well. A lot of people with back pain, tight shoulders, necks, and then people who have chronic pain. So from your autoimmune issues, fibro, RA, scoliosis, anything like that. So we see quite a few people in that infrared light therapy, which is great. I love to see people come in hurting and leave feeling better. So that's really cool. And then the infrared sauna, obviously we have a lot of athletes that like to come in and do that. People who love to sweat. It's great for people who need the cardiovascular health. You're actually burning calories in that infrared sauna. Infrared light will relax your vascular system and your veins open up. And so your blood starts pumping at double the normal rate, which is what happens when we exercise. So if you're someone who doesn't like cardiovascular activities like running or bike riding, the infrared sauna is great for that, because you can come in and you can just sit and relax. There's a radio in there, and you can get some cardiovascular health that way. So people like that, people who have circulatory issues, obviously circulation, so neuropathy, people with diabetes, people with a neuropathy, people, gosh, we see some people who have RA and they hurt all the time and their joints hurt. The infrared sauna is great for that as well. And then one thing that I've seen more in the past probably 8 months than I've ever really heard about, honestly, is Lyme disease. We've had a lot of people call and ask about that, and they call in, which I think is super cool, and say, I've done research and I know that an infrared sauna helps, and I see you have one. I want to come do it. And I'm like,
oh, wow. Okay.
yes. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then the foot detox, anybody who needs some detoxification, if you've heard that word before, you need to change your diet or you need a detox, foot detox is great for that. There are a couple of things like pregnancy, obviously, if you're on chemotherapy, or if you've had an organ transplant, or if you are on any sort of drugs with lithium. But other than that, you're pretty free and clear to do a foot detox, and it's going to help start that detoxification process. And so we've seen specifically, we've helped people with neuropathy with that, restless leg syndrome, people who have black mold, which is big in this area because we do have a lot of moisture. So really just a lot of different people with the foot detox.
Well, and I love hearing anything that helps with neuropathy, because diabetes